Yeah, I mean, I think every twin flame story is a little different.
Mhm. It is.
You're never gonna find that, like, you couldn't talk about spiritual stuff. I couldn't talk about relationship stuff. I mean, Monique was like engaged, I mean, you don't know what how they all play out.
But you know, me and
I had
Monique
to
were,
go.
remember me and you, Monique, we were talking about, remember when we were talking about like when you were engaged and all that with yours. And remember we were like talking about how it was cool. Like y'all were cool and you were engaged
We
and
were
all this.
so, yeah,
But
so
remember,
zen.
but remember when me and you were saying like, but once the energy recognized itself, that's when it
Yep.
changed.
Well, I noticed, I really thought about it the other day because for me, I had a hard time even thinking about the relationship for a long time. There was so much fear-based energy. I mean, it took me a long time for us to even have memories come up. I was so in obsessive thoughts and so in the dark night and in so much fear. I couldn't even remember him without being in fear. Like it was the weirdest thing. But now I can look back on it and I actually thought about it when I started to notice the change. Like because there were signs. They were small, but they were there. And I intuitively knew something was wrong, but it was like I couldn't talk about it with him. There was a something going on that wouldn't allow me to talk about what was apparently happening. And it was so, I could see it coming in a way. But when I got ghosted, like, and broke up with it, we were engaged. We were together 2.5 years, which, this can happen. There's all different ways the twin flame thing plays out. But it was only over the last few weeks that I could notice subtle differences, like where he would, and I knew it, but when he left, the night before he left, he was acting kind of strange, nothing really, but he was packing things. And I'm like, he was supposed to go on a visit to home and he packed a lot. And I had a feeling, but I couldn't talk about it. Something was blocking me. And I said, it's like you're leaving. And he's like, no, no, I'm just going to work up there for a couple more weeks. But I knew it. And then he ghosted me. He didn't call me the whole way home on his ride, nothing, not one text, not a call. I finally had to talk to his family to make sure he was safe. And the next day he broke up with me in a text message, like ghosted, right? Go
Oh,
devastated. I was like, and he came back a couple of times, you know what I mean? But by then the fear had kicked in. So also noticed that, like, telltale signs, like I was so filled with fear. There was one time he was going to come back and see me and we were going to talk and he told me, and he had a flight, and I was so filled with fear and so afraid that he would feel it. And that was all intuitive, knowing he could feel it because he was me, but I didn't know that. And he
Mhm.
called and says, I can't come. I don't know why. I can't come. I just can't. I don't know why. I'm so sorry. And I said, it's okay. Don't come. I am so filled with these feelings that I can't have you here. And then, a month or so went by and I was able to rein them in. That was before the dark night hit and the obsessive thoughts kicked in. And I pulled that back in and I got calm and he came to visit. And it was, we were real neutral until he left. And then the fear kicked in again. And as soon as the fear kicked in again, he said, I can't do this. Like, and then I finally, there was someone else he got involved with right away, which happens because they have to think about anything but you when you're chasing, even they know it energetically, anything but you, right? You're thinking
Yeah.
about them, they're thinking about anything but you. So you got
Yeah.
into a
They
relationship.
obsess over everything
Yeah,
else but you. They do.
anything but you. I didn't know that. So at the last time I talked to him, like he said, well, I won't choose. And I said, well, I'm going to choose for you. It's not going to be it's her and me. And it destroyed me. But I did walk away with, dignity. But everything happened the way it was supposed to, because then I went right into dark night. I went into obsessive thoughts. I lost 45 pounds. I thought I was losing my mind. I couldn't stop thinking about him. It was like it was being done to me. And then I found, twin flames and was like, oh shit. Oh shit, this is what's happening. Because it made so much sense, like it was textbook. Oh, but it took forever to get off. And if people are watching this and you're in the obsessive thoughts and stuff and you think you're never going to get through it, no one's had it as bad as you and it can't be worse. It can. I was on the floor for fucking 14 months crying every day. Like it sucked. But it does. The only advice I can give you is get rid of, for me, I held on. I still kept the jewelry. I still looked at his Facebook, and nothing wrong with that. You're going to do what you're going to do.
Mm.
But if I don't know. Everything happened the way it was supposed to, but I wish kind of like I had stopped doing that sooner because it only hurt me. Like it only, sorry, caused more pain and suffering.
It's so weird, with me and my twin flame now. Like we can flirt with each other and all that stuff, but it is not a thing. Where before, man, when we would flirt with each other, and if I was to like have any type of attachments there, boom, done, gone. Like nothing. Like any type of fear or obsession, anything that's attachments, he would just be gone. Like I would just get nothing but silence. But now, because there's no more, attachments there and there's no fear, we bounce off of each other. Like it's just a back and forth thing. If he's flirting with me, I'm not flirting back, or we're just, flowing with each other. It just flows. I give him a little some and he gives me a little some, and then I get him a little some, where before I would fear even doing that with him because I was always in my head thinking, oh my God, am I going to hear from him again? Is he going to come back? What's going to happen? And now it's like, it's just what I've noticed is we just flow. We really just flow because that thought's not there anymore of, oh my God, what's going to happen next? Is he, you know what I'm saying? There's not that nervousness that you feel when you are talking to them. That's not there anymore. It's just, boom, gone. So
yeah, that's neutralized. That's being neutral. Like you've alchemized it. You've neutralized it. You don't think as another. You don't think of him as separate. You don't have, that fear is, they feel that energetically, they feel it, and they don't know, they want to be in your presence. They are you. Your soul seeks itself. I still resonate with that, like here, that it is you. It's your own energy. It's like the magnets that come together, that, not the opposite sides or whatever, where it's you. So, but fear and love cannot coexist in the same moment. I believe that. You can't be in fear and love. You either are in fear or you're in love. It's one or the other.
Yep. What you got to say, Yasmin? Miss Quiet over there in the corner.
I am feeling so much like I don't know. I'm tripping over here. I feel so great talking about all this.
Okay. She's having herself a little moment over there, Monique.
We love you. Group hug.
I feel so like resonate with everything you guys are saying. And it's, yeah, I mean, if I talk to my twin, right, honestly, I don't know. Sometimes I see him and I think I saw him. It's not really him. And then I get that fear-based energy back. Yeah. And I don't know why. I don't know, because I could care less about him. I even knew when I was with him that I didn't like him. I didn't want to be with him. I just knew that he was going to be my awakening. But I still get this like, I right now, I don't feel anything. But sometimes when I think I saw him, I get this fear again. And I'm like, for what? Like, I don't even know. I think it keeps us separated, But anyways, everything you guys, I'm just having my own moment. And I just think it's so beautiful.
We should come up with a group name. Instead of Charlie's Angels, we'll be Twin Flame Angels.
Yeah. We're totally like, I'm angeling right now. I don't know. I'm totally loving everything you guys are talking about. And I'm just, but I do want to say something, when I was on the journey, the biggest thing that got on my nerves was I always got over people very quickly. Like I would dump people and just move on, or break up and just move on. But, the twin, you just can't move on. There's no moving. It's like they're stuck in your head. They're like in your mind 24/7. And my family was like, what's wrong with you? Usually you don't even deal with breakups that long, and suddenly you can't get this person out of your head and you love them so much. So that was super struggling. Like it was challenging for me that I went through all of that, and it was something I hated so much. And I just couldn't get rid of the thoughts that were just obsessive thoughts that I just couldn't get a hold of. They were just like psycho, like it was crazy.
Yeah.
anyways, that's
Yeah.
just something.
No,
Well,
I mean, we all three of us have that in common.
yeah.
Yeah.
I try to tell a lot of my viewers that, because they think that they have to wait for the twin flame to heal. And by them doing that, is they're still looking at it as separate. You're waiting for them to heal for what? What are they healing of? You just got to get rid of that fear-based energy. You need to focus on self. And when that fear-based energy arises like it does, appears or whatever they want to call it, you just alchemize it each time. I mean, you're not going to always do it. Fuck, you're not. You're going to forget to do it and you will wallow in it. Some people will forget to even do that and will wallow and sit in that shit. But it has nothing to do with an other. It doesn't have nothing to do with someone healing because it's you. It's your energy, apparently. It's your energy.
I
And
think it's a little egotistic. I remember when I felt that way. I felt like, oh yeah, yeah. Well, he needs time so he can heal himself. And it was really me that needed to look and turn towards myself. And I was like, oh, I am doing that. There was like this hierarchy, like I was better than him kind of feeling like, oh, he's the negative and he's the unawakened and he needs to heal and I'm gonna heal his ego through me. It was just this like you think you're superior kind of thing. I didn't know at the time.
yeah,
Now, now that I look at it like, oh, no, I needed to love myself. I needed to, let go of these things. I'm so
yeah.
sorry. I'm getting a call. Hold on one sec.
Okay.
I did that too. Like if I look back and I'm honest, I did think that I was somehow smarter than him or
Yeah.
and more advanced,
Yeah, it was all
I,
about him getting
yeah,
healing and stuff. And
yeah,
he's,
like
yeah,
yeah, and that's all just the mind and ego stuff that as you progress on your journey, hopefully that starts to fall away and you see the truth that you're one with everything. There is no separation with anything. So therefore there is no other. There is no twin flame. They are you. Energetically, yes, maybe the same vibration in duality. And because this is a dualistic experience, there would be two at birth. That makes not at the same time, but an apparent
yeah.
other. Because there is no time. So it doesn't matter if they're born 20 years after or before or whatever.
With
But
me, yeah, I get what you're saying. Keep going. Sorry. Didn't mean to cut you
oh,
off.
that's all I was going to say. It's just, when you realize there is no other, there is no you, the ego starts to fall away. The mind doesn't control you. Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, the first chapter is you are not your mind. And that is so true. I mean, I was in mind for 56 years.